In talking to you about this subject, some big revelations came to me during the reading of Yogananda's book, The Second Coming of Christ. It's a tremendous book. I highly recommend that you read it at some point. But specifically on this subject of liberation, in reading a number of different passages in the book, I finally woke up and realized that I have so much work to still do before I would become liberated. And with that being said, I want to read a passage from the book to you, and then I'm going to mention after this some things that Yogananda mentions elsewhere in the book about certain visions that people will begin having that lets them know that they're close to becoming liberated. So first, here's the passage that I'm going to read to you ahead of that. That state of oneness with God is granted by him only when he is convinced the devotee does not want anything else. As long as there will be a single desire in the heart for other than God, then even though he will be near the devotee, he will not be fully manifest to him. While waiting patiently for there to be room in the devotee's heart for the giving of himself, he continues lovingly to grant the devotee's simple, legitimate prayers. Lord, although I have to satisfy a few material desires to get along as a mortal being, still in my heart there is only you. As your child, O Lord, I have no desire, because I already have you. And as you have everything, so have you bequeathed that divine inheritance to me. When the devotee with that devotion seeks him and lives righteously, he cannot fail in his God-seeking. Jesus then summarized, Take therefore no thought for the morrow, which means tomorrow, for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. If the devotee lives with God each day, he who guides the destiny of the world, including the lives of his children, will plan the morrow for the divine seeker according to his acts of today. It is hard to get rid of the evil of material delusion, and thus cease accumulating seeds of desires and attachments for the mercurial promises of tomorrow. But it must be done sometime. Why not now? And in follow-up to that, Yogananda mentions that when someone is getting close to the point where they would become liberated, they begin seeing certain visions, most specifically oftentimes at the Christ center between the eyebrows. And he talks about that people may see visions of Jesus or other angelic or spiritual beings. So in putting this together, between both the passage that I read to you from Yogananda's book, The Second Coming of Christ, along with what I mentioned Yogananda said about the kind of visions that we will be seeing when we get closer to liberation, I now realize that I need to discipline myself even that much more to make sure I'm getting my meditations done and make sure I'm doing what will have me become liberated as soon as I can.